Hello and welcome to another Best Boys. Ooh. There was a little bit of Tim Allen in there.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm one shaggy dog.
That's for sure.
Yep.
This week's episode is a movie called Old Boy.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first in the impressive volumes of Best Boy episodes, but I've actually seen a little bit of this movie.
Yes. I kept trying to get in to watch it, and I think I watched like 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, I watched in some really, really shady-looking website. I watched 10 minutes of this movie.
Yeah. You just go on over to www.subtitledpornography
.org. .usa.
.gov.
.xyz. .xxx.
Ooh! That's actually, I think that actually is a real domain.
.xxx?
Yeah, you can use it for porno, but I never caught on.
Best Boys. Bestboys.xxx is
That's
probably
something
already
else.
taken.
Yeah,
that's probably already taken.
Yep.
But and again, another stunning new feature to the episode here. We do not have a physical DVD on us because I don't know, Joe dropped the ball on this one.
No, I did not bring the DVD because it's in better quality on Netflix. For a limited time only, you can watch this on Netflix before they take it down and shove it up their asshole or something like that, like Netflix normally does with movies.
But, I'm going to give a brief synopsis of what I believe the story to be from the 10 minutes I have seen. A Korean man is thrown out of a window, and this is vaguely me recalling from several years ago, lands in the street and goes full-blown Taken. Where's my wife and children? Goes through the streets of Tokyo version of, the Korean version of Tokyo, Hong Kong, and beats the fuck out of people trying to get him back. And I think that's what the movie's about, but we will find out.
You'll see, yeah.
Yeah, and we will be back once we have watched Old Boy, the original 2003 version.
Exactly. And that was Spike Lee Jones on our watch. Yeah.
But we will be back.
Yep.
All right. So that was Old Boy.
Yeah. Now for this one, you definitely really do want to watch the movie if you have any interest in it, because we're going to spoil it, and this is a movie that really would suffer if it gets spoiled for you.
That's true. I'm not even going to say, like, oh, it was a big old twist or anything like that. Like, just go ahead and watch it. And if you don't think you're ever going to watch it, then, continue on ahead. Or if you've already seen it, go ahead and continue. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up with, I didn't like this one that much, Joe.
Ah, you didn't?
I was not as big a fan as I expected to be.
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah.
It was well shot. Very interesting take on the kung fu fighting, revenge story.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm missing some context, or I'm missing some like subtle stuff to it. I feel like I might be missing something, some key element here that makes this movie truly great.
I mean, for me personally, I would put this as, like, one of the greatest films made this century. Like,
Really?
2003, yeah. I really, really like this one. I've seen it probably 5 or 6 times, and I think I like it a bit more every time I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think what really makes it great for me is just, you see this, like, kind of average guy who's put into, like, a horrible situation, and then he's transformed forever from it, and he gets released, and he has to try to figure out exactly what happened to him and why it happened, and take his revenge from there.
And I mean, I guess let's just kind of like start with my first impressions. For this one, because I had some trouble remembering what I wanted to say for Brazil and for Jacob's Ladder.
Yes.
So this time, I took some notes as I was going along, jotting down my thoughts as stuff kind of came up throughout the movie. And I liked the entrapment idea, where, like, he starts off, he's just being an obnoxious drunk on his daughter's birthday, being a real piece of shit. And then, he gets, dude just, like, comes over and yoink, and puts him in this straight up, like, Portal 2 style fucking isolation chamber.
Yeah.
From the start of Portal 2, where you're in, like, the hotel room.
Oh, I bet they did watch old boy.
You know what? I bet that is a straight... Because it would look... Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was
I think
Old
they
Boy.
did.
It had the bed, it had the bathroom, it probably had the same fucking portrait.
Yeah, it looks very similar.
And even... another really nice scene there was the intro of the movie being like... Him hold... Like, there's this weird-looking businessman holding, like, a dog, asking, like, what are you doing? Let me go. You know, or whatever. And he's like, let me tell you my story. And you expect that to be like, okay, you know, this is... He's gonna go in there, he's gonna kick some ass, he's gonna get to this businessman that fucked him up, and he's gonna be holding him over the ledge, telling him, like, this is my story, this is what you took from me. No, that's just the end of the intro scene.
Yeah. And then, like, the businessman immediately jumps off of a roof and lands into a car with his poor puppy.
Yeah, the dog just fucking dies alongside him.
Yeah.
He assaults an old lady in an elevator going downstairs and takes her glasses.
Yeah. Well, I interpreted that scene to be he quietly and loudly masturbates in the elevator and then gets her glasses. Because the sun's bright, he needs shades.
I guess so, because the lady, like... she was, like, yelling at the police officer, and,
Yeah,
like, she
security
wasn't, like,
guard.
obviously, like, beaten up.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
I'm assuming it might have been something like that.
It might have been a jerk and run.
Yeah, he might have done something like that. Lady might have been, like, super creeped out and dropped her sunglasses.
Yeah. I'd imagine he just came in his pants in the elevator and then yoinked the glasses. Yeah, because this is the first time he's seen a woman in 15 years, so he's getting a little rod.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
See, I wasn't even sure if... I don't know if they were aware that he was slowly digging his way out of the room there.
I think they were aware and wanted to give him a sense of hope.
Something like that, but I mean, like, they'd let him out anyway.
Yeah, they were going to let him out in 15 years.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't that, like, kind of not what they did? Isn't that kind of, well...
Yeah, just let him dig for 5 years, and that's not how he's getting out.
I guess so. But
because they were watching him on the screen, they had to have known.
Yeah, they had to have known he was doing something. Yeah, but boy, like, I wasn't sure. I thought it was a whole Manchurian Candidate situation at first. You know, I thought, like, was he even released from prison? Is this going to be another Jacob's Ladder?
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure. There was some, like, goofy stuff. Like, there was some... In, like, the first half of the movie, there was a lot of little goofy moments, like the dude falling from the house onto the car and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, because, like, I've noticed from, like, a lot of the South Korean movies I've noticed, they like to blend, like, comedy and tragedy. So that gives you some laughs in between the crying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then there's some cheeky stuff, like when he was pulling, he meets this random ass girl in like a sushi bar, and now that I watched through to the end, I know she's like, "Oh, you look familiar," and I thought I might have missed something, or I might have missed
no.
And I understand it's just because, and as he mentioned earlier, if you're still continuing, you've already seen the movie or you don't really give a shit. It's her father. The main character is her father.
Yep. And
then they both get kind of hypnotized, I guess.
Yeah, they hypnotize Daisu in the prison, and then they kind of like, so Lee Woo-jin was kind of, he kind of adopted her and took care of her for a long while, and they were able to hypnotize her then. Yeah, and then they hypnotized, essentially, a father and daughter into committing incest, which, the main reason he was being, this guy was like, hey, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, was because he spread a rumor that ended up, it was Lee Woo-jin? Yes. Lee Woo-sin? I think it was, Lee Woo-jin. Him and his sister were in an incestuous relationship, and then Daisu blabbed about it. And then, and that ended up in his sister committing suicide. And, and then he's like, oh, well, I'm gonna make this guy pay. The bad guy was the one making the, good guy pay. Yeah. Because what Dicey did was wrong. I don't know. They were both pretty in the wrong. Oh, well, no. Yeah, you're... It's very great. It's not a good guy, bad guy. Yeah. So, basically, Lee Woo-jin is a guy who is completely broken and just empty because his sister, who he loved, is dead. So he decides to take it out on Oh Dai-soo, and he's a millionaire in his probably 20s, 30s. He's able to, hook up this grand revenge scheme, and as soon as it's done, he blows his brains out because he has nothing left to live for. Yeah, he shoots himself right in the elevator. Yeah, and then I guess I don't know.
Because there was a lot of times he was shouting at, he's like, oh, it's all Daisu's fault. You know, I didn't do shit. It was all Daisu. And I'm like, I see where this is going.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? One thing that I noticed for sure is that Mido is a character that you could not put in an American movie. Oh my god.
No.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because it's, so, like, for first-time viewers, you don't really know what's going on with her.
Mm-hmm.
For second-time viewers, you know, like, immediately that, she basically, like, just sees this guy as her father, kind of.
Yeah. Because I'm like, well, what is she, I guess she's like a shut-in? So I guess the whole, she went to live in Switzerland.
Yeah, that was just a lie.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
So what, he didn't even bother to call that number, because he thought, like, oh, everyone thinks that I killed my wife.
Yeah, no, because he's basically, if he ever tries to go down that route, they're gonna get him for killing his wife. Because that's, he framed him to make sure he couldn't go to the police.
But didn't he say, when he first contacted him, that the case has been dropped?
It's probably been dropped after 15 years, like, as in they're not actively pursuing the guy, but if the guy shows up at the police stop, they're gonna arrest him.
Yeah. I guess because he doesn't really have any, you know, the proof in there is that it was all covered in his fingerprints, right?
Yeah, they got his fingerprints, they got his blood, and then they took the family photo album from the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I'm sure the Zodiac case isn't being actively pursued anymore, but if he shows up on the doorstep, they're gonna arrest him.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Wasn't there, like, a statute of limitations and stuff, though?
I don't think for murder.
Yeah, I think, yeah. But yeah, like, even the incest aside, you could not have a character like Mido in the movie, in an American movie, like, just incredibly meek, incredibly submissive, like...
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, the attempted rape scene.
Yeah, like that was where I was like, I don't think this guy is quite the heroic man he's meant to be. Or intended to be in your traditional kung fu revenge film.
Yeah.
One of the cheeky scenes, I think I just mentioned it earlier, was like, where he was popping the dude's teeth out with a hammer, and I was playing that classical music. It's like, okay, I'm making a jerk-off motion with my hand. That was just goofy.
Yeah, well, he, like, the director, Park Chan-wook really likes to blend, like, extreme graphic violence, but then not show it, so kind of, like, put it in, like, in
a PG-13 filter.
Well, no, it's still not PG-13, but he doesn't like to go gratuitous.
He doesn't like to show the whole tooth being slowly ripped out.
Yeah, because you see,
strings.
All you see in the entire tooth extraction is a little bit of blood coming out of a tooth and some pulled teeth on the keyboard.
Yeah, and that's the extent of it that you see.
Yeah.
One thing I really liked is when he finally went up and he was going to confront, confront Lee Woo-jin. And he was trying to show him, like, trying to foil, like, his master plan. It did the kung fu zoom in on his head.
Oh, yeah, that's very deliberate.
I thought I was like, yeah, okay. They're obviously not, like, they're not going to fight. I knew that. I knew, like, this doesn't seem like this movie's going to end in a traditional kung fu fight against this other dude.
No, because, Odai Su's not really a great fighter. He can take a beating, and he's got, like, he can punch really hard.
Yeah. And that scene, when he goes back and he discovers he tracks down with Mido, he tracks down the crab rangoon or whatever.
Yeah.
That he was eating, not crab, I don't remember.
Dumplings, fried dumplings.
Yeah, the fried dumplings. He checks all these places, like, okay, well, this is the place. And, he finds a place that he goes in there and he fucks up the dude that, was keeping him trapped in there. I forget his name.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
He gets he pops all of his teeth out, and then he comes back later with gold fillings.
Yeah. That guy got a raw deal, because he's got no teeth and no hand.
Yep, but he got a whole torture building.
Yep, exactly.
Golly gee.
You know what, with real estate, what it is in Korea, I'd probably take a building for, like, some teeth and a hand.
I mean, you can get teeth and hand replaced. You can't get a new building.
If you've got a building, I mean, you could get a blowjob any day of the week.
That's true.
Yep. That's all I need.
But that whole fight scene was really, really, really good. It was just one
long take. That took forever.
Because I imagine, like, if anyone, like, you could see a few mistakes, like someone spin around and, like, throw a punch, but it would obviously whiff.
Yeah, they did.
And that even worked that worked into the scene, because it's like, it's a big mess. Everyone's in there fighting in a hallway. Yeah. I don't know how they shot the scene. Because it looks like they bisected the hallway.
Yeah, I think that is what happened.
And did they just construct the hallway and then And put some black shit behind it? I have no idea how they got that scene, now that I think about it.
Well, I think probably there probably wasn't even like a thing in the middle to allow free movement for the camera. I mean, it was probably just angled to look like narrower than it was, and then for the reverse, you see the actual hallway again.
I guess so.
I mean, that's the way I would think of doing it, but I don't know.
But yeah, that scene was really great. As you know, because it's like a little bit of comedic, action throughout this whole. There's a long scene. He gets the shit kicked out of him because there's 18 people, and he gets stabbed.
But he still makes.
And he gets back up. He starts throwing them all over the place, and it was a good scene. That was a fun scene. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, it's like it's a 3 or 4 minute long solid take of just like beating people. They butchered it in the American remake. It was shot.
It's like shotting, boop, boop, boop.
No.
Perspectives.
So, Spike Lee remade this movie for 2013, and then the studio butchered his cut. So he shot it all in one take again, but then the studio cut it into 2 takes because they thought people might get bored.
Might get bored?
Yeah. Because if the camera's not moving, it's kind of boring, so you gotta split it into 2.
The camera is moving. It's sliding left and right.
No. This is my money. This is my movie. You will do what I say, Mr. Director.
Alrighty.
Yep. Yeah, no, poor Spike Lee, because, I would be mildly interested to see his cut of Oldboy, but I have no, I have no real reason to see the studio cut of Oldboy 2013, so I'm not gonna watch it.
Let's talk about that final fight.
Yeah.
Where Daisu essentially just breaks down, and at first I thought, like, okay, is he going to attempt to do, like, some sneaky thing to get him? No, he could just go straight at him. Is he... Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, he cut his tongue.
Yeah, he's just a broken down man. Like, he's just begging for his life. He goes over, he starts growling on the ground at him, barking like a dog.
No, it's a movie where the protagonist is completely broken by the end of the film.
Yep,
and it was his tongue that got his sister pregnant, so he had to cut it out for forgiveness.
Yeah, it was, but in comparison, I really enjoyed Jacob's Ladder. I really, really enjoyed Brazil.
Yeah.
And while I did like this movie, it's by no way a bad movie. I did not like it as much as those other two.
Yeah. I mean, Oldboy is definitely a bit, like, slower, and I mean, everybody has different tastes.
Yeah, I mean, let me put it this way. I very much so want to watch Brazil again. I do want to watch Jacob's Ladder again, but this movie, I don't really have a strong desire to see it again.
Yeah, because it's kind of also a mystery movie. So, because you gotta just, like, constantly, you're waiting to see what the reveal is. And it's a very good reveal, I mean, yeah,
because I'm like, oh, this was not what I expected at all.
Yeah, because fucked his own daughter.
Because I could tell from, like, the aura of the movie that it wasn't going to be a big, whatcha, Kamehameha blast, jumping all over, running across walls. I knew it wasn't going to go that route. Because I could tell, because I'm like, if this movie ends with him kicking ass and taking names and walking away as a badass hero, that doesn't feel right.
No.
So I knew it was going to have a different kind of ending, but I don't know. There was something about it that, like I said at the start of this little post section here, is I feel like I'm missing a key piece of subtlety, or like someone who knows a lot more about movies. I feel like you're picking up on something that I'm kind of only half getting or completely missing. That's making this movie like really, really stand out.
I mean, one thing I love about it is that there are certain expressions in the movie that are repeated often, and then they come back and tie into each other over and over again.
I did notice that, with the, oh god, what was it?
Laugh, and, the world laughs with you, weep and you weep alone.
Yeah, and then the beast, I enjoyed that scene. I'm a little confused, but I did like that scene at the very, very end, where he gets hypnotized by that lady in the middle of, like, the park.
Yeah.
And she says, like, oh, you turn around and then the beast will walk away. And then you see in the snow that the beast walked away. And then, like, he has, like, the smile, like, oh, okay, maybe he did forget it. No, it looks like he's still fully aware of what's going on.
You don't know if he's the beast or the man.
Yep. So I did like that. I did like the very, very end of it, where it's like, you don't know which is which. It's left up to you to decide.
Yeah.
Is he Is he happy that, he doesn't know it, and then he turns to sad because he, I don't know, forgot a whole bunch of other stuff, or like he was just, I don't know, his tongue hurt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it probably will hurt for a while.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have one no more.
But yeah, are there any other closing thoughts that you'd like to share, Joe?
I mean, I really like this director's movies. He did 2 other revenge movies, Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and then Lady Vengeance is kind of a closer to the whole thing.
And Lady Vengeance came out after this?
Yeah, like 2005-ish, I think.
Okay, you mentioned that the salary man with the dog at the beginning was a tie-in to a different movie?
He's in Mr. Vengeance, yeah. I don't really want to give that away, because that's, like, in the ending, it's kind of... But yeah, you get that character in that movie.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was... Oldboy's definitely not a bad movie. I would recommend that... that if you're a movie buff, if you're a movie buff, it's a buzzword right there. You're a movie buff.
I'm drinking wine.
Definitely give this a watch. You may, I'm okay. I had a good time watching the movie. I enjoyed myself. It was, once again, it was not a bad movie. I would see it again if there was, like, a few other people with me who had not seen it, were interested in seeing it.
Yeah. It'd be it's interesting to see people's, like, reactions to a lot of the big stuff in the movie.
Yeah, because I saw Joe kept looking over at me like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
When it's like, when it was revealed, I'm like, I go and I jot down in my little book here,
Yeah. And then you just see some, like, gangly-eyed bird boy looking at you.
Yep, gangly-eyed bird boy. That's not how I would describe you, Joe. You're more like a wet cloud.
Oh, I was thinking like big rock.
Like a big wet rock.
Yeah. With like a little bit of mud, but then also a little bit of dust.
Yeah, it's like when it rains sometimes and like the water's really brown. It's like acid rain. You like acid rain, Joe.
Thank you.
Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. Once again, I have no idea what the next one will be. I don't know if it'll be another completely unrelated movie or if it'll be something similar. Guess we'll find out.
No, I'll try to do something different next time. I mean, this one was real heavy, so I'll try to go lighter next time.
Yeah, because we've kind of bounced between light, or kind of light with moderate with Brazil.
Yeah.
A little bit heavier with Jacob's Ladder. And a little heavier with Oldboy here.
Yeah, maybe we should just watch, like...
we'll go full fucking dark matter.
Grave of the Fireflies for the next one.
I've actually seen that one.
Okay.
That's one that I've actually seen.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is, if that child was not personally responsible for killing Tom Cruise in the movie Pearl Harbor... Joe, was Tom Cruise in Pearl Harbor?
No.
Whoever the main actor in Pearl Harbor was...
I don't know, maybe.
If that child from Grave of the Fireflies did not personally kamikaze him, they wouldn't have deserved it. But on my official stance, Ted Becker official stance, they deserved it for killing Tom Cruise in the movie Pearl Harbor.